Teenagers live in bodies that are already changing fast. Hormones shifting, brains rewiring, identity forming, and then trauma enters the story. Not gently, not slowly, but right in the middle of becoming. And what most people don't realize is that trauma doesn't just interrupt adolescence, it reshapes it. You see, when something terrifying happens to a teenager, their brain doesn't pause to analyze it. The survival system takes over, heart racing, muscles tight, breath shallow. And while the thinking part of the brain is still developing, the part that scans for danger is working overtime. So, if a teen seems reckless or numb or angry or even withdrawn, don't rush to call that rebellion. That may just be a nervous system wired for danger that was shaped for survival far too young. Here's the part we don't talk about enough in church. Faith doesn't only live in beliefs, it lives in bodies, in whether a teen feels safe asking questions, in whether adults stay calm when they tell the truth, in whether homes feel predictable, and in whether God is experienced as near or hard to approach. A teenager may hear the words, God is love, and still flinch when someone raises their voice. You see, teenagers that have trauma shaped nervous systems, they don't trust quickly. They test, they retreat, they explore, and they pretend they don't care. Not because they're being dramatic, but because their bodies may have learned that closeness comes with risk. Scripture is full of young people surviving overwhelming things. David was still a boy when he ran for his life from Saul. Joseph was a teenager when he was betrayed and sold. And Mary was young when her body reacted before her mind caught up. When calling arrived faster than regulation. Scripture tells us that when the angel spoke, Mary was troubled, not sinful, not weak, troubled. That word matters because being troubled isn't a spiritual failure. It's a human nervous system encountering the unknown. Her heart most likely sped up. Her breath probably shortened, and her muscles may have tightened before she could even form a prayer. And that's not rebellion, that's biology. Before she could say yes with her mouth, her body had to register what was happening. And still, she stayed present. Still, she listened. And still, she asked questions instead of running. That's not a lack of faith. That's regulated courage being built in real time. Notice what God does next. He doesn't scold her. He doesn't rush her. He doesn't threaten her. He reassures her. Do not be afraid. Not because she was wrong for reacting, but because her body needed safety before her spirit could respond. And again throughout Scripture, God doesn't meet frightened young people with lectures. He meets them with presence. Healing doesn't usually come from speeches. It comes from consistency, from adults who stay regulated, from routines, from rides home that are quiet but safe, from kitchens where nobody explodes, from counselors who understand trauma, and from prayers that don't rush the process. If you're listening right now and you're a teenager who has experienced trauma, let me be the first to tell you that you are not broken. Your reactions make sense in context. Your body adapted to survive something real. And I want you to know that there are people and a God who cares about you and your safety more than you'll ever know. For those of us who have teenagers in our lives, let's all take a breath. And let's remember to be mindful that teenagers, they don't need to be fixed. They need to be protected long enough for their nervous systems to learn safety. And to every adult who chooses gentleness, every church who chooses curiosity over condemnation, every parent who learns regulation, I want you to know that you are participating in healing that will ripple for generations to come. And that is sacred. If this episode reached you, share it with a teen or with someone who loves one. And also tell me in the comments what helped you to feel safe when you were growing up. Until next time, keep healing, keep breathing, and keep walking in your God-given power. And remember, your healing, it isn't just personal, it's generational.